Okay.
All right, fellas, and we are live. All right, what's up, YouTubers? This is Old Dirty, and this is the Old Dirty podcast show. And I got a fellas with me. I got Dave's had enough 187. I
How's
got
it going, man?
Levon, and
How's
also
it going?
have Wolf
Oh,
Flow. Um,
Yes.
the topic we're gonna be doing today, is, what do we feel about the new with this? So basically, I mean,
Wait, the new what?
how we feel about this new generation.
Cool.
basically, we're just talking about the new systems that came out. You know, yeah. So basically, that's what we're going to be talking about. So everybody, had a turn because I know everybody got like maybe one or two systems, out of the three, and you know, just tell how you feel about it, how you like it, or you think it'd be better, or and I'll go last. Or Dave, if you want to go first.
Are we
Okay.
including PC?
Okay.
No, pretty much like it's gonna be about like how you feel about this generation, like being a
Hmm.
PS4 owner day one, Wii U owner day one, like when you got your Wii U to now, how you like it, and just this generation overall. That's what he was trying, like you know.
Okay.
Do you want to go first, Wolflow? Or you want me to go first, or Levon? You want to go first, or old dirties and go last. But who wants to go first? I'll go first.
And
Nobody wants to go
handhelds
first.
be included or no?
What now? Yeah, handhelds are fine too.
Okay.
Oh yeah, can't forget the handhelds. That's where Nintendo's dominating, right?
Well, it's like I think we're like old dirty saying like this generation over like just the eighth generation period too. Like how you what you feel about it, what you're expecting about it, and like where you see it going, and stuff like that.
Okay. Okay. Now I get it. So who wants to start?
Do you want me to go first, or Wolflow, or who
Don't.
was it, old dirty?
It don't matter.
Dave, you can get if you want.
Take it
Okay.
away, dude.
All right. So far this generation, I'll start with
Dave,
the
you can
Wii.
go first. I'll go last.
Okay. So far this generation with I'll start with the Wii U. I wasn't happy at first. It started out good. It had third party, and it had some decent first party like Zombie U, Mario, the new Super Mario Brothers or whatever you want to call it, Super Mario U. Had Nintendo Land, but I had got Call of Duty for it. When Call of Duty did not get the DLC, that's when I kind of knew Wii U wasn't going to get third-party support like they put out, like they were, like
So
Nintendo said
you,
they were.
Hmm.
After I played everything, and I was up to that point where there was nothing coming out for the Wii U, then things started kind of changing. But now where the Wii U is picking up, Mario Kart 8 dropped. It's a lot better. There's a lot of games coming out this year for the Wii U, Nintendo exclusives. I'm pretty happy with the Wii U right now. Sony-wise, I enjoyed the PS4 at first a lot, and then I just realized, I'm seeing a lot of indie games, which, the Wii U has been out longer than the PS4, so you got to take that into consideration. But if they keep throwing out indie games like they are, I don't know. I won't be happy with that. Luckily, I'm a big third-party guy, so mainly, I guess, if the generation keeps going how it is, I'll be playing all my third-party games on my PS4 and a lot of exclusives for Nintendo on my Wii U. I'll be happy either way, but I'm expecting a lot more from Sony, especially with 9 million sold in less than a year. That's like really impressive for a console.
that's like
So Sony needs to start pumping out they got to get some exclusives shown, maybe at the Tokyo Game Show.
uh,
E3 was a big disappointment. Not so much third party wise. It was great third party wise, but I'm saying uh, Sony PS4 exclusives for E3 was a disappointment because a lot of them are coming 2015, and there wasn't really that many announced. So right now with the Wii U, I'm happy, but I still am expecting a lot more for Nintendo. I want to see third party, which I don't think we're gonna see. When I was talking to you the other day, Oldirty, I think this generation we're gonna see the PS4 in first place. A lot of people put the Wii U in last. I think it's gonna be in second. I think Xbox One's gonna be in third place. And just overall this generation, I have mixed feelings about it. I'm not so happy with how the whole indie thing's going. It's not indie games are bad. It's just that's not all I want this generation. I want to see some AAA exclusives. And I know they're coming, but, you know, I want to see them sooner than they're coming. But yeah, that's most of my feelings about this generation.
Alright. 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 Fine. I'll do mine. Where can I begin? The 3DS. Ah, the 3DS. That 3DS. So when I first heard of the 3DS, you know, Nintendo likes to hype up their consoles, but then at the long run, they overhype. You notice that lately?
Yeah.
That's what they did with the 3DS to me. Like, the 3DS was like this console that was getting third-party support out the gate, launch games. But then there was that drought, that long drought like the Wii U. That long drought.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, it got better.
Okay.
It got way better at late 2012, 2013, where it's starting to get game after game after game. So the 3DS to me, it's been a sloppy system at first, but then it got really, really good. Now it's really, really good. The Vita, the Vita, powerful handheld.
Okay.
Has all the basic features that other why am I stuttering? Another console doesn't. Hint hint, Nintendo console. So the Vita. The Vita was getting a great, impressive launch lineup at the beginning, but then slowly the games got less and less, as you notice, right? And 2013 was a good example. There was less of third-party games, like less ports from PS3. Oh my God, this is terrible. This is terrible, man.
What happened?
Nothing. No, my way of telling it is terrible.
Nah, it's cool.
Poppy. Are you still listening?
I'm still with you, man.
Okay.
Basically, the V is kind of dying off.
Yeah, we still listening.
Yeah.
You know, just let you think about, you know, the Wii U. I think it's a Wii U.
Yeah, I have a Wii U. Okay.
Yeah.
Wii U. Oh wait, I gotta finish my Vita. Anyway, the Vita is a great system. Sony just terribly advertising it. How about that? Okay. Now the Wii U. The Wii U.
You.
So Nintendo hyped this console up to be like the hardcore gamer console, you know? Remember at E3 2011? Remember?
Yeah.
Okay. That's where you felt excited? Were you excited for the Wii U when it first announced?
Yep.
Okay. So you wanted all... So imagine the Super Nintendo 2, right? That was gonna be for a lot of people.
That's what a lot of people thought it was supposed to be. That's how Nintendo made it look like it was going to be.
Yeah, I noticed. Nintendo knows how to hype people. They do. But the Wii U, had an impressive launch lineup. Very good. But the drought started at January 2013 until now, pretty much.
Well, not necessarily. I wouldn't say till now. They've been having some releases. I think Nintendo's problem with the Wii U is the third party. They need some kind of third party support. If they're not going to get full third party support, they need some kind of third party support, because now with Mario Kart 8 dropping, when's the next release? I can't even tell you. What is it? Bayonetta?
No, it's Hyrule Warriors in September, which is, but this
So
is
you
going
had,
yes.
so,
This
yeah,
year,
but you had a drought from May 30th to September. I mean, you have some indie releases like Shovel Knight, but that's not enough to hold like, if people, just for example, if you weren't wanting to play Mario Kart 8 and you're a Wii U only owner, you're fucked. I mean, I'm being honest. I mean,
Well,
now luckily I like Mario Kart 8, so I'm not fucked. But what about the people that don't like Mario Kart 8 and you're a Wii U only owner? Well, you're screwed until Hyrule Warriors. What if you don't like Hyrule Warriors?
so you're
See,
saying
that's where you need some third party support.
screwed. That's what you're saying.
No, it needs some kind of third party support. Like the whole Capcom thing, that'd be great for Nintendo, because that would help Nintendo on their third party support. They need some kind of third party support. If third party is not gonna like really help them out at all, they need to find some kind of way to make amends with either Ubisoft, EA, maybe by Capcom, get some third party, because, like, for example, say third party didn't exist for the PS4, what would the PS4 have? Just indie games right now, and that would make the PS4, the PS4 be fucked. What's making the
no, it would be a
PS4...
secondary.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if the PS4 didn't have, I'm just giving an example, if the PS4 did not have third-party support, like the Wii U don't have third-party support, where would the PS4 be right now?
It would be
It
dead.
wouldn't be at 9 million sold.
It would be dead by now.
Yeah,
It would be
so
around the sales.
no, but I'm saying third-party support. Third-party is a big factor. It is. There's no denying that.
No, that's a big factor, Dave, but I'm telling my review.
No, I'm just saying, like, that you said there was a drought, and I'm telling you why there's a drought.
Okay. Now, hey, let's get back to the review. So the Wii U, it's an interesting console. I mean, it's more powerful than the 360 PS3. Okay, as we've seen, it is a fact. So don't deny it. And the positives is the Miiverse. The eShop is way improved. The internet browser, the best browser on a console. The Nintendo.
Yeah, it is a good internet browser.
That is yeah. So, hey, I can watch this Google Hangout right now on the Wii U, actually.
Oh, so you can watch Google Hangouts on the Wii U. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you can, actually.
Gonna give Microsoft a run for their
You
money,
say
huh?
you watching it?
Yes, he said he was watching it.
It is.
Yeah, you can. You can also watch Twitch on the Wii U as well, also.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that's a secret feature that you didn't know.
Okay.
And it actually responds really well, too.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
So the
it's good,
Wii U is a pretty decently made system, but its flaws is the online, which we have discussed, Dave, remember?
Okay.
So they're slowly getting better on the online. I mean, it's way better than the Wii.
So you would say the Wii U's online is better than the Wii? Is online?
Well, I'm just gonna put it like this. It's getting slowly better, I can say, but the Wii's online was just sloppy.
What about the 3DS's online compared to the Wii U? Who would you say has a better online, the Wii U or the 3DS? I hear the 3DS does.
Man, you can it has a join game option.
Isn't there something wrong with that picture? A handheld has a better online structure than a console?
Yeah, it's kind of awkward in a way.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy.
It's kind of sad that system with 128 megabytes of RAM has a superior online infrastructure than a system that has 2 gigabytes of RAM.
I'm literally scratching my head.
Yeah, they say the 3DS's online is. I hear it from a lot of people that 3DS's online is better than the Wii U's online.
It's true. It's true, man.
Like they even have like a. Does it have a party chat or no?
Oh, it doesn't. The Vita has a party chat, which is also I forgot. Look, y'all. I'll be showing you this.
They just need some games to use it. I mean, they have games. They're just.
You see my Vita?
Oh yeah,
I
they have
think
the
they
party
need
chat.
better ones.
There's party chats,
Oh, okay.
messages, friends, pictures, PS4
So,
link, YouTube. Yeah.
can
See
I
what's
ask you
great?
something, Levon?
What?
What are your favorite games on your Vita?
Rayman Legends. Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Samurai Beatdown, and PlayStation Battle All-Stars Royale.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're a fan of the PlayStation? Like it's like is that like a game like Super Smash Brothers?
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of people say the one on PS3 is like a. They say it's like a rip-off of Super Smash Brothers. Is that the one is that similar to the one on PS3?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same version, though the graphics are a bit downgraded.
Oh, okay. But it is a good game in your opinion?
It's a decent game.
So do you think a lot of the reason why people say that game is like no good is a lot of like Nintendo's fan base saying that because they don't like that Sony made a game like Super Smash Brothers?
Something like
Well,
that, yeah.
that's definitely part of it.
Yeah,
So it is actually a good game. Okay.
yeah, it is.
All right.
All right. So
Now you
overall,
take it away.
okay. Are you?
I forgot something. I forgot to say something.
Yeah.
The Wii U the games right now has been great, but the system itself needs more features. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I guess I could use some third party too. You know,
Okay.
for people.
God.
Not too sure.
Are you sure about that, mate? Cause
I mean, it's up for debate, I guess, because in my perspective, I kind of think it's a good system to have as a secondary, anyways.
yeah.
Some people might not have that as a secondary, though. They might be waiting for
As a
games, or they might just have.
Okay. What type of third party though?
Well, just in
Exclusive,
general,
multi-plat.
like, well, I guess things like The Witcher or Batman or
So you're saying multi? That's what you're saying?
I don't know. I guess just games in general. I mean, how many third-party games do they really have?
For the Wii U,
Mm-hmm.
they got that Lego game or whatever. They had Spider-Man 2, and that's it.
That's not really doing it for me, personally.
Okay.
Okay. So this generation overall is okay, not as good as last generation. Okay, that's my kind of sloppy review of this generation.
That was good.
Okay.
Gives us some perspectives on the handhelds as well.
All right, well, Flo,
That's
what you think of PS4?
Who, me?
PS4,
Overhyped pieces of plastic. How about that? Overhyped, my friends. People are buying PS4 with no games. Have you been noticing that, Dave?
I can't say the system has no games because I just got Sniper Elite. It has games. It's third party is what's keeping that system. The thing what's keeping that system going is, I mean, what's making it sell is is hype. I don't care what anybody says. That system is hyped up.
But yeah,
There's a few reasons why it's selling. There's many reasons why it's
Sony
selling.
did an
Not just
excellent
hype.
job in hyping that console up. They fucking nailed it.
First of all, there's
overhyped piece of plastic. That's what I said.
Dave, we've got about 10 great exclusives.
I know
AAA
one of
coming to PS4. I'll name them off for you. Bloodborne, Drive Club, The Last Guardian. Yes, that's going to be AAA. It's got AAA developers working on it. The Order, 1886. Hell, it's Gears of War meets Heavy Rain. Shadow of the Beast, that one got fucking totally looked over. Nobody even realized that. Little Big Planet 3, it's going to be like you add all that content from all the other ones. It's going to be a beast game. Uncharted 4, No Man's Sky, that's going to be the biggest game ever made. And Deep Down, that's going to be fucking tight. Dragon's Dogma was sick.
Now, Deep Down, that's what me and Oldirty were talking about yesterday. I don't mean to interrupt you, but is that game going to still happen with the problems that Capcom's in right now?
Well, it's free to play. So,
Okay.
that's a good question. What's the model going to be like? Who knows? But you know what? I don't give a fuck. I'm trying that game. That's all there is to it.
But like what I'm saying,
Well, I
like,
got to read
is
it.
that game still going to happen with the problems that Capcom's in right now? Like, will that game be put on hold? Will that game even take place anymore? Or is it going to be scrapped maybe? Or is it, I'm just saying, like, with Capcom selling their shares right now, is it going to be, were we going to have to wait for somebody to pick up Capcom before we see that game? Or is it still, or do they just go about, just go on with their releases even though they're in financial problems? I don't understand how that works.
You
I
don't
couldn't
really.
tell you that. Sorry, what's that?
You don't, Dave, understand the business of Capcom?
No, I don't understand. Deep Down is a Capcom exclusive, third-party exclusive, free-to-play game.
I thought
Is that game still going to take place because of Capcom now? Did Capcom pretty much go bankrupt? Is that safe to say?
It's going to
Yeah.
take time, right?
I
It's
mean,
not just going to go overnight. That's the thing.
And I got Linux working on Wii U, actually. Linux.
well, I'm just saying, I don't know. Will they release that game still with them being in bankruptcy? Like, I don't know. Like, maybe they do. I don't know. That's what I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, is that game still gonna be like released? Like, are they gonna still do what they've been planning to release at the same time and everything, or is that game gonna be put on hold? Or is somebody gonna have to? Is somebody else gonna have to pick up that game for it to be released? I mean, that's what I was asking Oldirty yesterday when we were talking about that, because that is a big game for the PS4. Deep Down.
Yeah,
I don't.
big
Deep
game.
down, I don't think that's what's going to go down, but have to look
I
into
mean,
that.
I don't hear nobody on YouTube talking about that. Like, they don't, Capcom is in trouble. Like, and that's a big release for the PS4. And I don't know if that game, if it's going to be put on hold or if it's just going to be released as it, just going to still take place, like, being released. Like, I haven't heard anybody talk about that. Same thing with Street Fighter 4. Is that still coming out, the new Street Fighter? I mean, you don't know, I mean, I could be wrong. That's why I don't know that part. That's why I'm asking.
what they said that Street Fighter was coming out.
Well, I'm just saying that's a Capcom game too. Like, Capcom's in financial problems right now. Like, I think they're pretty much bankrupt. Somebody has to buy Capcom, I would say, for these games. I mean, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure.
Well, what they did is they basically opened it up for somebody to take over the company. The company still exists.
Oh, okay.
I don't know about the whole bankrupt thing. Gotta look into that a little bit more, though.
Yeah.
Still, this generation, man, it hasn't really taken off because it's still early. I think I'm really happy about what's coming all around the board. I mean, even for the Wii U, we've got some cool games coming.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. It does have some cool games. I will admit that
Even
some
the
of
next,
it is better than last generation. You gotta admit that.
what do you guys know about that Crackdown game for the Xbox?
Remake.
Yeah, that's gonna probably be good. I liked Crackdown. I played
The first two Crackdowns for the Xbox 360 was pretty good. I played both of those.
Yeah, Crackdown's pretty much like Grand Theft Auto, but you're like a cop, and you just go around like it's like a well, how would you explain it, Old Dirty? Like I would say an open world game. You can drive cars and everything, but you go around like fighting waves of enemies. Like it's different. It's pretty cool. I always like Crackdown.
See, I wouldn't care about buying an Xbox One for Halo because I already have enough. There's like a horde of these games like that, you know? There's already enough first-person shooters as it is. I really don't need a Halo. That's not something I'd buy it for. But something
Now,
different like that, you know?
Buy it for a Conker's Bad Fur Day.
I would say there's more. A lot of people say there's a lot of first-person shooters or whatever, but I'd say there's more platformers now than anything.
I wouldn't say it like that
Say that again.
necessarily. I wouldn't say it like
You
that.
wouldn't say the market is pretty much overloaded with fucking platformers? I could name off like 10 right now.
There's a lot of them.
Cool.
Mercenary Kings, Strider, Trine. I mean, is Trine a platformer?
Yes.
I mean, I
Yeah.
could keep that
Somewhat.
Shovel Knight. I mean, there has been
Those are
they
indie
just had
games.
Super Mario U, Luigi U. I mean, there's been tons of 2D platformers lately. I mean, even 3D platformers. Knack.
3D
I mean,
as well.
the list goes on.
Man, I just got into the PC and Steam, and all the games I bought so far are platformers.
Well, I'm not
Something.
saying there's anything bad with these games.
Mhm.
I'm just saying there's been a lot of platformers.
I guess platform coming back.
Yeah. 8-bit
Nice
platformers
color.
and that. But I mean, a lot of people say, oh, I'm not saying you, Wolflar, or anything, but I'm just saying a lot of people in general, they're like, oh, there's nothing but shooters. I see nothing but platformers this generation.
It's gonna be
I mean,
interesting. So the Xbox One for me, I think it's just a PS4 Junior.
I don't know. Xbox One isn't. I think Xbox One is taking a lot of the heat now, like how the Wii U is taking all the heat. I think
Just heard
Xbox
it.
One's taking all the heat now.
They've got a lot of weight on their shoulders.
Yeah, and the
Gotta sell
thing is,
units, man.
they're actually like Microsoft is actually trying to correct all their mistakes, and they have.
Yeah.
You got to give them credit at that. And a lot of people just don't even care. They changed the DRM thing. They got rid of the
What?
Kinect. They lowered the price. I mean, they are listening to
They're
the
trying
fans.
everything that they can to make the Xbox One interesting.
The
Well,
Xbox,
they're trying though. You have to give Microsoft credit for that. You know, they're doing everything that people are asking. You know.
they are. It's just the problem is that it might be a little too late because a lot of people have already bought their consoles.
Has
That's
made
the problem.
So you don't think that Halo? Do you think Halo 5 won't like? It's like the same thing with Super Smash Brothers U. Like Halo 5 won't get people to go out and buy an Xbox One when that game drops.
I think it was like this.
I would do
But you
that.
gotta think now, Halo the series that franchise sells like 10 million
I'm
units.
thinking of the pen.
I look at it.
That's one of the biggest franchises is Halo.
I think it might not sell.
I hate to say this. I hate to bring sales into it, but when you look at the graphs and how they're moving, it looks like the PS4 is just exponentially gaining ground, and that's the whole problem. Like once it's already taken off.
Everyone's on Sony's side now. Everyone's sucking that Sony stuff.
No, it ain't everybody's on Sony's side.
They
A lot of
should.
people have always like no, a lot of people have always been on Sony's side. Sony is like the type of Sony's like the guy. Sony's like the girl at the party that everybody likes. You know, it's always been like that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Nintendo is like the redheaded stepchild of gaming. I mean, it's just that's what they've turned into.
With once in a while.
Xbox is like I don't even know how to say what Microsoft is. Microsoft is like the person that's trying to get in with the in crowd, but they just can't. It just ain't happening. You know, like they're trying to buy their way into everything, but it can't happen. It ain't happening.
Wow, Dave, you should get more subscribers.
Well, I don't know. I know my games. I've been playing games for a while. I mean, but that's just how I look at it. I don't know.
You're getting better
Yeah,
at
perfect analogy.
editing. You're getting better at that video editing, though.
I'm trying.
Uh,
I'm only using the Share Factory.
now you
And
just
that shitty little microphone.
now you just
got
need
too,
to put
right?
news articles.
Wire.
News articles now. That's all you need.
No, I don't think I'll be doing that.
See, but there you go. I mean, even the features that we have, when you think about it, we're actually spoiled in a lot of ways, man. All the things that we can do on these consoles, and
Well,
even PC.
we're pampered this generation.
Yeah, we are.
What about PC and tablets?
PCs and tablets are great, man. They have chronic shit. I don't know that much about iGame.
Consoles. They got tons more features than these consoles.
Well, PC's
Well-
like leap years ahead of us. Like they've been doing like just for example, online multiplayer has been going on with PC way before Halo 2. You know,
Ah.
I mean, so like they get everything first, and they get everything like a decade ahead of us. So I mean, that's not. But PC is like irrelevant in a way too. Like nobody, like a lot of people don't want to go and like. I don't want to play with a keyboard and mouse. And yes, they say you can play with a controller, but sometimes games like RXL just did a video where he pretty much said certain games just don't work well with certain controllers. They just don't function. Like even though they say they do, they won't. Like you'll have problems. I don't want to go through that. When I pop in a game, I just want to fucking play it. I don't want to sit there and have to adapt that controller
There's
to
the
that.
in between too.
Pick up and play. Just put in the disc and play. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, and that's why I'm a console gamer over PC. I don't want to sit there and have to make sure that controller works with that game and program it to that. I'm just not into that, and I'm not into a mouse and keyboard.
It's basically like working a helicopter, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting better with the.
It's getting slowly better, I will admit.
Yeah. You still have to go on those forums and read the blogs sometimes. Oh, wait, troubleshooting this problem. Oh, this is actually not compatible with this. You need this drive. Oh, it's like you have to check every time you go into a game.
It's like you know how a plane, how you control a plane. That's what PC gaming is.
Now I can't sit here and lie to you and say I never really PC gamed, like, but within school. Like when I was in school, we had PCs in New York, so we had
Those
like
are the good old
Oregon
days.
Trail and games like that. But I'm just saying, like, you know, I never really had a PC to game with, but I hear so many things like what I just said with the controllers and the games. I don't even want to bother with that. I just want to play my game, pop the game in. I got the controller there and the PS4, the Wii U. I'm good to go. You know.
Are you getting an Xbox One, Dave, or no?
I'm gonna have all the consoles.
Okay.
I mean, that's how I am every generation. I just didn't get an Xbox One. I'm not against the Xbox One.
No, I'm saying, are you getting one? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'll be getting one. I'm not. I almost had an Xbox One before I bought my TV. I just bought a couple, like maybe a month and a half ago. I got a 47-inch Vizio. I was gonna actually get an Xbox One, but I got that instead. I'm just right now. I got the PS4 and the Wii U. The PS4 I'm pretty much playing a lot of third party on, and the Wii U I've been playing like Mario Kart 8 and games like that on, you know, like Zelda Wind Waker, Super Mario 3D World, like games like that, like the Nintendo exclusives. So I'm pretty good right now. I just want more from this generation.
Okay.
I want to see. I know Sony. I have a feeling with Sony, it's going to be just like the PS3. We're going to have a rough start with exclusive. It's going to take about 2 years for it to get going with their exclusives. But once it gets going, if they keeps going with how third party is on the PS4, it's going to be an amazing system.
Yep, it sure is.
I mean, they kind of like took over from Microsoft because last generation Microsoft had the better third party. Now Sony has the better third party. You know, so, and they have a better online. To me, their online is a lot better than the PS3's online. You know, you're getting great deals on PlayStation Plus, and the online actually is better than the PS3's was. You know, the connection issues and all that stuff. So I'm happy that way. It's not that I'm saying. I'm impatient. I guess that's what you're saying. You know, I want it now.
I want my money now.
Yeah. So.
Hey, Oldirty, you still there? Oh, he's chilling.
Zaire was in this call actually.
Yo, you know what's crazy? Might actually be a system seller for me. That
What?
Project Spark. I don't know. I
Yeah, I'm
have no
still here.
idea. I have to see exactly what it's like and how it works, but there's a
Yeah, I'm
possibility
just
there.
listening to
You never
y'all go
know.
back and forth, man.
So I think that the Xbox One is a good system. It has Skype. It has all them features that the PS4 doesn't.
Well, that Project Sparks game, that's one actually I'm interested in too. I just like the whole idea of that you design levels and games, and you can go and I can play your designs and stuff. It seems like a really good game. I mean, that's one game I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Never know.
But I watch Seventh Level a lot. His channel whenever he hasn't done videos like he used to. He used to do videos a lot more than he does. He does them randomly every now and then. And he said that pretty much is just like I don't know. He pretty much said that game's just gonna be. I don't know exactly how he put it, but he didn't say the greatest things about that game. He referred it to another game that was like that, where you just make your own levels and stuff. He says it was just like kind of, I guess I'm wanting to say a game similar to that game he was mentioning, but it's not going to be as good. But he is a
Well,
Sony, he is
hey,
a
I could
Sony
compare it.
fanboy, so like, you know.
Hey, I could compare it to Skate 3, which is my favorite game to this day. So, never know. It could go either way, right?
Definitive version of all your favorite multiplayer. Wii U will be getting the definitive versions of all your favorite games.
Uh, so, what do you think, Old Dirty? Like, since everybody else went, what do you think about this generation?
I mean, so far I only had a Wii U, so I don't have Xbox One or the PS4. But Wii U to me right now is it's a nice system. Tablet, to play and all that. It could have some, some like party chats and stuff like that. I mean, that'd be cool. Game wise, Nintendo put out some games. You do got a few third party games like when it first, but I miss what it's really missing is the third party. I think if third party was actually on board like all of them, and it'd be a nice system. I think everybody should still pick up one to go with the PS4 or the Xbox One. So first when it had the little
Basically,
drought, I was like, damn, like, what's up with the party? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to buy, I want to buy them games on the PS3 and 360. I want to buy them for my new system. I want to see better visuals. How you going to do the gameplay with the gamepad and everything. So I mean, after Nintendo did its live event show, just seeing games that's coming out, this year and next year, I'm happy with the system. I'm excited. So probably the next system I'll pick up, and that probably maybe Xbox One, and then further down the line pick up the PS4 and just have all three.
Are you more of a Microsoft gamer or a Sony gamer?
I'm more of a.
Well, are you there, Old Dirty?
Is he dead?
I think Phil Spencer kidnapped him.
Well,
I'm
Took
more of
one
a Sony
took one
guy.
of his Xbox.
Yeah.
I think he's more of an
If I'm
Xbox
more
gamer.
Microsoft or Sony, I have to say maybe I probably have to go with Microsoft because um, I did I did pick up the 360 launch, so
You sound pretty neutral on it, though.
You know, I mean, that's last generation, I was into the Xbox 360 more than the PS3 in the beginning, but at the end, it was more PS3.
I was PS all the way, man. But
I
I had an original Xbox. Zero.
For life.
I
No.
had the original X. I was really into the original Xbox, but with PlayStation as my favorite console of theirs has always been the PS1. PS2 is great, but the PS3 for me, in the beginning, I had it, but I was more in the Xbox. I thought the Xbox 360 had a great launch and everything.
Oh yeah.
And then the PS3 at the end, had a really great generation.
Okay.
But The
Then
Last
the
of Us is
Xbox
one of my
360
all-time
started going
favorites.
negative.
Huh?
Then the Xbox 360 started going into negative units.
Well,
You remember all the ones they sold just to replace the ones that got red ring, right?
Well, that was my problem with Microsoft, where I got kind of mad at Microsoft, was when I got the third Ring of Death.
That's hurting. You gotta hold them accountable for that. That's
Yeah.
I don't know, man. At least give them replacements or something. I don't know, or discount.
I think it was a cash grab type trick that Microsoft did with the Ring of Death.
I wouldn't go that far, but I think it probably worked out that way. I don't think they really planned it.
I think it was planned.
Really? Wow. I don't know about that.
Dude.
But
Just so happened your console lights up 4 rings, and I was like, to me it seemed like a setup.
It did seem like a bad design though. Now the PS4, the advantage here, when you look at all these CGI trailers and you're like, oh, it's just a CGI trailer, or it's PC footage, right? And most of them were live gameplay on PC
They
footage.
were?
Apparently they were on PC footage. But here's the thing, if they're getting downgraded to the consoles, which one do you think is going to look that much more like the PC version?
The PS4 version.
1080p! No, I'm just saying.
But
you can't get caught up in that. Just saying.
This generation, it seems like that's all people care about is 1080p 60 frames a second. Where last generation, that wasn't even a thought. Nobody cared what resolution we were playing at, except if we cared about being in HD, but we didn't care about 480p, 720p, whatever. We didn't care about that.
Everybody's a hypocrite. If you're not a hypocrite, you're a liar, because in order for your ideals to change, you're going to change your ideals or you're going to be stuck in old ways. So everybody's a hypocrite.
But what's crazy, I think, with the PS4...
I think why everybody is going with this 1080p and 60 frames per second is just because of that, it got 8 gigs of RAM. So basically that's what people is looking for now. It got 8 gigs of RAM, so they're find for the system to really do.
Gonna be roasting today.
Well, you want to know where there's a problem? Alright, you got a new console on the market, and it's selling great. You got 9 million units sold. You want to know where the problem is? Why is there people playing more on their PS3 than their PS4?
Bang, bang!
I mean, come on, let's be real here. There's a big problem where you have a system that just sold 9 million units, but you have more people on their PS3 than the system that sold 9 million units.
Because the PS3 is better than the PS4.
I'm sorry, it just don't make any sense. There's something bad when people rather go play a game like Shovel Knight than Killzone Shadowfall. I'm just saying. I'm just giving examples.
Go back to these are all cross-gen games right now too. So what is really a next-gen game?
Well, I have to say this: when the PS1 was just about to end and the PS2 came out, were there people going back to the PS1? Hell no. They were on their PS2.
It was on the PS2.
I didn't even look at the PS1 no more the minute PS2 came out.
People still go back to the PS2.
No, but I'm just saying, like Xbox to Xbox 360, you didn't look back at Xbox, And that's how it is.
Back on Wii.
That's because you sold yours, Dave.
No, but I'm saying in general, when I went from PS1 to PS2, I did not look back at PS1. When I went from PS2 to that was when the Xbox 360 came out. I was playing on that. I didn't look back to PS2. Now PS3, if it was just PS3 at the time and there wasn't an Xbox 360, I would have probably went back to PS2. But I'm just saying, like, Sony, they're having a rough start with the PS3. They had a rough start, and they're having the same kind of rough start with the PS4.
So this time,
But what saves the PS4 is third party right now. They got the better third party, and luckily, that's what I like. That's my main preference is third party games. So that's why I'm fine with the PS4. But I'm just expecting a little more. I want exclusives. You know, we have got a lot of delays this year so far. You know, of this generation with Wii U too. Wii U more than anything with their delays.
They planned that shit. They
Oh,
totally
yeah.
planned that shit.
and all them 2 gigabytes of RAM. Oh.
See, I don't play the 2 gigabytes of RAM or 8 gig. I don't give a shit about that. I like to play exclusives. I like to play third-party games. I don't care about resolution really. I care about games looking better, you know. But I'm not going to sit there and just play a game if it's not 1080p 60 frames a second. You know, I don't care. As long as the game looks good, I'm good. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, on a side note, don't ever think that chest hair will block the sun.
Keep it real, man. Keep it real. Uh,
But do you think there is something wrong with that? That you got a system that's selling 9 million units, but you got more people that rather prefer to still stay in last generation?
yeah, that's pretty sad.
Like you got people with the PS4 sitting at their house and they rather be playing their PS3. And I know people that have told me they haven't turned their PS4 on in 2 months.
Well, you know what? A lot of people do this. A lot of people will play older games because they'll wait for the new
But if
games
this
to go down in
generation,
price.
wait, if this generation's so great, why are they resorting to old games and retro consoles and all that? That's a bad sign.
Maybe some of them are waiting for the prices to drop on the new games.
No, but what I'm saying is, why is there 9 million sold if that's the case? It's hype. That's the only thing it could be.
Yeah, you got a point
The hype
there.
thing, that's what I'm asking.
I mean, that's the only thing it could be is hype. Like Sony did a great. It's not Sony's got a garbage console out in the market. It's just Sony did a great job of hyping up a console. And you know, you got a great console, it can do great things, but I want to see the exclusives. But I'm just wondering, why is 9 million sold? Is it just straight hype? Is it just them just fucking good advertising? You know, like what is it? I'm going with the hype and good advertising.
Greatness awaits.
Greatness awaits.
That's all. It's awaiting.
No, fuck that. Greatness is already here, man. I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
it's
Play
not-
Transistor. Or
No, and I'm not now. Let's fix something too with indie games. I'm not saying I don't like indie games. I enjoy indie games, but I want more than just indie games.
hey,
You know,
what do you think
I'm
with
not
that?
saying Transistor is a bad game. I'll play Transistor, but I didn't pay $400 for a game that's an indie game. Like I want to see the next
I
God of
did.
War. Like, don't you
I'll
think?
pay 400 for some of these indie games.
But don't you? Okay, this is a good example. You got Sony now that's releasing Beyond Two Souls, releasing
I
The
might get
Last of Us.
that.
They're
I might
releasing
get
The Last
Beyond
of Us.
Console.
Gran Turismo 6, all their main exclusives that they waited for the end of the generation to release, why didn't they just save them and just have like a killer fucking release for the PS4?
So you're saying like a killer app?
No, a killer release. Just have like dominate the fucking market. Just why not just save those games? Why not just save The Last of Us to do 1080p 60 frames a second on the PS4 on a release date, you know, instead of releasing that game on the PS3?
You got a point.
But what they're doing is they're grabbing your money twice.
Why
No.
they put
I only
backability
bought
on the PS4?
Instead of them getting $60 one time around, they're getting it 2 times around. You know, well, they're getting $50. At least they're gonna not rape you so much.
I think the reason why they're doing the exclusives rehashed is because they have a lot of fans coming over from Microsoft that might not have played it. It's
I
a
think
soft.
I think that's true, but I think another part of it is that they need a filler. There's nothing coming out with exclusive wise this year. I think
It's
Drive
cheaper
Club?
for them to do that for sure. It saves
Drive,
money.
Drive Club
They're
is pretty
being
much the
smarter
only
about it.
is Drive Club pretty much the
Yeah.
only AAA exclusive that's going to be released. The rest of this year for the PS4.
Generation sucks. Last generation was better, man.
Exclusively just to the PS4 because there's that
Well, I'm saying
that Planet side too.
AAA games this year. Is it only Drive Club? I think it's only Drive Club.
What about Little Big Planet?
Oh, and Little Big. So okay, you got two: Little Big Planet and Drive Club.
Maybe.
But I'm just saying, like, with as well as everything's going, why would you don't think they could have had something else going on, or that's all I'm saying. And and another people ain't taking this into consideration too. Your next Uncharted and all that ain't gonna probably come out till next holiday. You're gonna be waiting till the end of 2015 to get those games.
You know what? If it's gonna be that much better of a game, then that's all right with me. I gotta say.
Yeah, but look how long they delayed Watch Dogs, and that wasn't much better of a game. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not a bad game, but they delayed that just pretty much because of Grand Theft Auto. I don't think
let's exclude Watch Dogs.
Let's exclude Watch Dogs.
But I don't know, man. I mean, you're right, and who knows at the same time, man.
No, but in general, I'm having fun this generation. I am playing my PS4. I'm not saying my PlayStation 4 is collecting dust or anything. I'm just saying I think it's weird when you got a lot of people that would prefer to play on their PS3 over their PS4, a system that sold 9 million units in less than a year. And that just shows hype is just all around that, because the people aren't playing their PS4. They're all on their PS3 still,
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, is it that much different on the Xbox One?
No, and I'm not saying it's any different on the Xbox One side. I think people are still playing their 360.
Yeah.
I'd say really the only one that really improved big time is Nintendo. Even though they took a big step up from what they were last generation. The only thing that the thing I think Nintendo did wrong is they pushed this console too much to be like the Wii. Like, they should have done away. I mean, I hate to say, I know a lot of people like those controllers, but they should have done away with the whole Wiimote. They should have went right with the Pro controller and the gamepad. Just drop the Wii remote. Like, they made this console too much like the Wii, and you gave a lot of people the idea that this was like an add-on or something. Like, a lot of people that aren't hardcore gamers actually thought the gamepad was an add-on to the Wii, and that's where they had a lot of confusion that screwed up the Wii on its release. It would have done a lot better, especially the name. They should have done something like, the Nintendo 4 at least, or Nintendo, like Nintendo, whatever number they're on. Do anything
Nintendo
but the
6.
Wii U.
Nintendo 6.
Yeah, the Nintendo 6
Hey,
or whatever.
Dave.
What?
I'm gonna have to disagree with that. I like that Nintendo went the letting you use the different controllers.
Me too.
Some people prefer to use the Wii Motion Plus and all that. And I think that Microsoft and Sony should have went the same way, because what's different from the new PS4 controller that the PS4 controller, what's the big difference except for a touchpad on top?
A big step up.
It's basically just a little bigger.
I think the DualShock 4 is a big step up from the DualShock
Is it?
3. Oh yeah, by far.
I think it's good to innovate, bring new things. Just don't make people
Oh,
depend
okay.
on them. Have to buy like a stupid wand just for one game or whatever it is.
I think
And never use it
Nintendo
again.
screwed up with the name of the Wii U. The Wii U screwed them up. The name Wii U screwed them up. That was because people just thought this was just a complete add-on. I think they should have went with a whole new name besides Wii. I don't disagree totally with them using the Wii motes, but I think they should have went with the Pro controller, like push that more, because they're not really pushing the Pro controller, and that's a great controller. I like that actually better than a lot of the other control. I actually like, believe it or not, I like the Pro controller more than I like the DualShock 4. I'm just saying it.
Can you
I think
use that on all the
it,
Wii U
it,
games?
I like the DualShock 4. It's one of my favorite Sony controllers, but the Pro controller, I just love how it fits. Like, it fits perfect in my hands. I like it. And I think they should use that controller, push that more. They didn't really have a lot of... am I right or wrong? Did they not have a lot of games that used that controller at first?
No.
Like, they were forcing you more to use the gamepad, I think. On, like, Zombie U, you can't use the controller,
No,
right?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were some games at launch.
And like Nintendo Land, I don't think you can use the Pro controller.
No,
Yeah.
you have to use the gamepad and the
Okay.
Wiimote.
Yeah, Zombie U was only to use the gamepad because when you go into the backpack and everything.
I see where Nintendo though messed up, and they're actually fixing a lot, And I'm happy with both consoles. I'm just saying I'm pointing out what they could have done better.
Okay. That's cool, Dave. That's cool.
Yep. But overall, this generation, I have mixed feelings about it. I'm not totally happy, but I mean, I'm with Wolflow. We're very young into the generation. It's going to get better. It's going to get better before it gets worse. I think right now, because the reason we're getting these rehashes is because they're fillers. They're just games to hold you over, just like Zelda Wind Waker HD was to hold you over for the next Zelda. Like,
Soon you're not going to know what you want to play, man. You're going to have a backlog before you know it.
Yep.
I have a big Wii backlog. A big Wii backlog.
Well, I hope duration doesn't start out just rehabbing every big game for 1, 2, 3 years ago. Let's move forward. Or just make a sequel. To those games that we played on the 360 and PS3. Keep it moving, make it remastered. I can just looking at the game in true 1080. Hell, y'all upscaled it to 1080p already. So what's the damn difference?
Well, that falls under isn't that what Yoshida said, that, AAA exclusives cost more to make nowadays, and that's why we're not seeing that many?
Yep.
So we are, I have a feeling, I hate to say it, we're going to see less AAA exclusives this generation than last. That's a given.
Okay, that don't bother me.
It bothers me, but
kidding.
I want to see more AAA exclusives this generation. But I know we're not going to. I accept that. It costs more because a lot of these AAA
Except for
games
Nintendo.
a lot of them that do come out aren't doing as well as like previous ones did in the past on other consoles. It's just people don't spend the money that they used to. It's the economy. That falls a lot into it too.
Oh yeah, they'll need a lot more going into the game.
I can understand an indie game you see for $15 compared to a game, a AAA exclusive for $60. Which one's going to sell more? That's easy. That's like going and buying anything that's cheaper compared to something that's more money. They're going to sell more of the cheaper thing. It's like simple. Yeah. It's reality.
Here's the thing. I'm not going to say that more budget always translates to a better game. At the same time, with these AAAs being more budget and having more can't think of the word, but basically being able to be a better game. Wouldn't it be better to have a better game than more not as good games? See, like these AAAs that are going to come out are going to be that much better.
Oh God, Destiny's on PS4 will be a 40 gigabyte download.
Well, let's name some big budget games. Destiny,
Destiny.
Evolve,
Destiny.
you know, Rainbow Six, a big budget game. Far Cry 4. Those are. I'm just saying those are pretty going to be pretty good games. I could already tell. You know, but I'm just saying like. I agree with you. Not all big budget games are good, but a majority of them are. You know, well, that falls under this too. You got a lot of people that will go out and buy these games used before they'll buy them new, and that's what hurts them. You know, that's what hurts the developers. That's where I agree with DRM. You know, it goes to the developers, and I think we would have seen more big budget games if DRM would have took place. You know, with places like GameStop, that's why we're not seeing that many big budget games.
I can't argue with that, man. Can't argue with that.
Hey Dave, I know this might sound relevant, but you look like you're 25.
Who?
You kind of look like 25.
I was hoping you was talking to me.
But anyway.
No, but I mean, I can understand why, you know, we don't see the big budget games, like, because, you know, the money's not going to the developers. They're going to fucking GameStop and everywhere else that sells used games, flea markets, you know, anybody that sells used games. Gamefly sells used games, you know. But if DRM did take place, we would have seen more AAA exclusives this generation. That's why your indie games do so well, and that's why we got so many damn indie games coming. Because it goes straight to the developer.
Not 100% though.
Well, I think an indie game makes more money than a AAA game does nowadays. A developer does for their indie games, and they do AAA games.
Yeah, you have a point there too, actually.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, to a degree, I like that whole process, though. I think you got a good point, though. The future, that's gonna happen, man. We're gonna have to let go of all that shit.
Now, were you for DRM or against DRM?
I've always been against it. Just, you know what? Eventually comes to a point where there's not a whole lot you can do, man. I just enjoyed the good old days while I could. That's all I can say. I like my collection, and I think a lot of my games are going to have a lot of value one day. So I can look forward to that. Unfortunately, it doesn't help all the developers.
Like Murder Soul Suspects, the guys that just made that game, they're out of business. You know why?
Rough, man.
And you know why? Because people probably would be like, hey, instead of buying Murder Soul Suspects, people that wanted that game, buying it brand new, they're like, oh, I'm going to buy it when it goes down to $30, or you're going to buy it used. And
there could be other solutions to this. And still having GameStop and still keeping the industry going, because GameStop's a nice place for people to go, too. The solution would be to actually offer people you know, good rewards to buy them new, things that are actually worth it. You know, like the collector's kind of stuff that you already get. You're like twice the price for an art book.
Well, they're kind of doing that with betas now. If you pre-order Destiny right now, you get to play the beta this month.
Incentives like that. Exactly.
Or like Wolfenstein, you get to play if you buy Wolfenstein brand new, you get to play the beta for Doom.
That's great.
You know, so they are doing stuff like that. They are trying.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about all this new beta stuff? Do you agree with? I agree with. I think it's cool we get to play betas now.
Who, me?
Anybody.
I think it's great.
You know what would be even better, though? You actually could give input in an easy way, and they would actually...
Yeah, the beta is cool when you get to check the game.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people, I don't think, notice that, but with Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, you actually got to grade each mission you did,
That's what I'm talking about.
or memory sequence, like you graded it and sent it to Ubisoft. I thought that was a great deal, a great idea that they did with the
I didn't know
Uplay.
about that.
And I actually use them type of features. Like, I will grade each memory sequence in Black Flag when I play it, you know. So maybe next time around for the Unity, we'll have some great levels, and they know the ones not to use, you know.
That's smart.
And I think they should do that with, like, Call of Duty with maps. Let you grade what you think of each map you play.
They wouldn't be able to make that money.
No, they'll make the money. They just know which ones to design and which ones not to.
No, I was just making
ones
you
that
laugh.
nobody cares
That's all.
for. Because they can't figure it out in the first place.
Well, you know, like game testers. I was a game tester when I was a kid with
were?
a claim. Yeah, I was playing in New York. They made you fill out a 5-question survey of every game that you game tested. You got to play it for about 30 minutes to an hour, and you did like a 5-question test. I can't remember what the questions were. It was such long. It was when I was like 11 years old. But that's all good stuff because that, you know, helps out game developers, and I think it's great they're integrating that with games now. For, like, I noticed it, like I said, with Assassin's Creed, and then you won't get the bullshit fucking missions or the fetch quest or, you know, just the shit that you just don't like to play, like in Watch Dogs, where you just go and play, like, a whole stealth mission, and you just don't want to play a whole mission just to do
Like,
with
what
stealth.
the fuck is this? Yeah. They need to get
Yeah.
that out of it. They definitely need to do more of that. Sure.
So what do you think of
Yeah.
Zaire?
Never
Who?
mind. So how's your day?
What, any other questions, Old Dirty?
We won't talk about Zaire.
Okay. I think that's
Nah, man. No, not really, man. I think it's probably just to get, you know, just thoughts, man, on your generation just start, you know, how it's heading, you know.
Okay. No, I think it was a great podcast. We got some good conversations going. You know, I thought it was good.
I thought it was okay at best. Could have been better.
Oh, thank you. That's
Constructive
nice.
criticism, that's good.
That's nice.
Always welcome, alright?
Yeah, I did too, you know.
Thank you
even though
for
I
adding me,
look
Old Dirty.
black, you know, I mean, you know, but it's still cool, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I'll say
What
one
I'm gonna
thing.
do is I'm gonna
You just keep
end
doing
the
it, man.
podcast right, fellas. So,
Are you gonna still do that podcast,
and,
Dave, this Sunday?
I mean, we could still, you know, chill out in
Yeah.
Google Plus, but I'm gonna end the
Did you want to get something in there, Dave?
No, I'm just saying that you did a great job on your second podcast. So I just want to congratulate you, man.
This was a huge improvement, man.
okay, yeah,
It just takes time. That's all it is, and you'll get used to it, man.
yeah, yeah.
Are you gonna do that podcast, Dave, on Sunday?
I forgot to
All
tell
right, fellas. Well, I'm
Oh. Well, thank you for having me, Old Dirty.
Yeah, good times, Old Dirty.
Thank you, Old Dirty.
no problem, man. I want to thank all y'all, man. Dave, Wolflow, Levon, for being on the podcast number 2. And you know, I'm just gonna go ahead. We're gonna do it here, but we can still chill out here in the cool hangout. So,
Okay.
all right, YouTubers.
All right, YouTubers.
The next
Make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe my channel. Go